Guess I hit pause. All right. Let me get myself situated here. I think this is episode, well, possibly it could be episode as I sip on some Diet Dew. This could be episode 36 of the Pitboss podcast. Not to be confused with episode 1, hopefully episode 2 of the P&P podcast. So, all right. Let's see if this is going to work out. This may not be an episode that actually airs because if I can't stay on task, here, let me adjust this down here. Here we go. If I can't stay on task and on topic, it's not going to be a good one. I got Mac Man to my right. I am opening burnt sienna. I'm going to be working on. Man, there's a seal, a foil seal in the top. It actually has a lot of paint on it that I feel. I will feel irresponsible if I don't use it, so I'm going to try to do my best to make sure it gets used. Man, you know, as expensive as everything seems to be these days, and I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining, Golden's paint, especially the heavy body matte, we have to have it specially mixed these days, and it's on the costly side. I won't say expensive, I'll just say costly, so. Which in turn, in my mind, affects the price of the decoy, or it's going to affect my bottom line. So what am I really doing? Yes, green wing teal. There's 22 of them. They're kind of sitting to my left, a couple in front of me, and then a bunch to my right. And I got the tails. So I've got black rumps and tails with, what would we say, yellow ochre rumps, more or less. I've got detail in the tail. I got detail in the upper rump, upper back. I've got my primaries. I got my secondaries. I've got my gray. My gray's been combed out and then dry brushed. I've got the chest done. The eye patches are done, 100%. I do have to go back and put a little green around the eye where the I'm looking at something. I'm sorry. Green around the eye where when I scratch the eyes, you can see some of the filler. And yesterday I got my first coat of the burnt sienna on the heads, and now I'm going to go back, do my second coat of burnt sienna. I'm missing one color. There it is, yellow ochre. Oh, okay. Got my yellow ochre, not to be confused with the cad yellow. I'm disorganized here, highly. But yeah, I'm going to put my burnt sienna on the heads, get it on. I can't say that I'm going to get it nice and thick. I can't say that the yesterday's coat was a wash coat, but basically I just wanted to get color on them. And today I'm going to go back and put a thicker coat that would be more textured. And I'm looking for a good patting brush for my yellow ochre. I almost took the brushes in yesterday afternoon, late, to clean them all out, and I didn't. So that is going to be on my list today of things to do. And I've got 2 Drake Goldeneye that basically need to touch up some white on them, put the black bill on them, paint the bottom one more time, and we're going to call them done. All right, so I'm going to recap. I'm using a Silver Ultra Mini fan brush. It's a 12-0. It's got some very fine bristles in it, so I'm going to use that to put on the raw sienna. And then I've really fallen in love with these Artist Loft. I'm trying to think who really makes them to see. Yeah, Artist Loft. I thought it was like they were Lowell brushes. Anyway, they're cheapies. Artist Loft. I don't really see anything else. Anyway, they're cheap brushes. They work well. Do the bristles come out of them? Sure, they do. So a little dirty in that respect and sense, but they're nice brushes, and especially using the Golden's heavy body mat. It's been described. Just checking. Check. Yep, okay. Checking the audio, make sure. I got the recorder kind of sitting up on the shelf. Just want to make sure that if this does get used, that I'm recording what I'm saying. What is it, July 8th? Happy Thursday to everyone. Yeah, the burnt sienna. Just going to go to town, get it all nice and thick. If you're not familiar with burnt sienna would be, well, obviously a teal, green teal color heads, but it's just kind of that bricky, like a bricky clay color. Good canvas back head color. I'm going to not hold my breath. I'm going to see if I can't continuously talk while I'm doing this. Again, get it all nice and thick. And I'm going to put a little yellow ochre in the cheeks. And then let them dry. Go back, do a little eye detail. Paint the bills. Paint the bottoms one last time. Always paint the bottoms twice. Usually, half these got done my normal way, half did not. But generally, I actually paint the bottoms first. That way, that paint can really be cured up nice. And it would be hard for all the movement and sitting that they're going to get. Oh, the other thing I'm going to do is go back and I'll dry brush the crowns too. So, give the full effect. I have been binging on podcasts. I can't listen and record at the same time, obviously. But the other thing I've been doing while doing these two, and if you want to go check it out, I've been going more Facebook Live than Instagram Live. Instagram Live a little bit too. The nice thing about Facebook Live is that you can download the video after the fact, and I then put it on YouTube. So if you want to get on our Pitboss Waterfowl Facebook or youtube.com/Pitboss Waterfowl or Jeff Coates, and you can see what I'm talking about with these guys. This is going to be a slower process. I thought, and I said it the other day, that the gray was the slowest process, and probably it's the heads. Now that I give it a good thought, the yellow ochre is just gonna. Yellow ochre would be, how about a mustard color? I don't know if you can hear the Mac man, he's right there. I got a little fan on the floor pushing some air through. You might hear a compressor. I got the back door of the garage open here. Actually, I have like my paint room, clean room, if you will, is actually a room inside the garage that has two doors. So there's a door to my right that goes outside in the driveway. And then there is that, and there's a door in the paint room that goes to my right to the driveway. And then there's a door to my left in the paint room that goes out back. It happens to be the AC units are sitting there. Neighbors is just sitting there too. I can see the water. All right. I did envision at one time having a shed out there. I possibly could go get an exception, but this development is just difficult. Yeah, so just in that foil that I was talking about, I bet you there's enough paint to do 2 heads. So that'll help the bottom line. I think. Yeah. I think I'm going to need a little bit of painter's tape. Yesterday, I did a good job of not messing up the gray. But there were some places that I knew that I couldn't get the way I wanted them. I thought painter's tape on the backs or on the gray would then allow me to really get the brush down in there today. It's just a little small area that I would need to do that too. So, all right, heads are done. No, the heads are not done. This head is done except for cracking open the yellow ochre, which again is kind of a mustard yellow. And just taking that little cheapy brush, it's got stiff bristles, just kind of dabbing and blending the cheeks. Yeah, just a little bit. I think it does, the effect is good, I think. Just lightens that cheek up a little bit. And especially when it dries, it gets really kind of soft looking. Yeah, try to make it equal side to side. Yeah, there we go. And again, when it dries, it just kind of softens up. There we go. All right. Now this one, I did get a little bit of the eye green on the back. So how should I do this? I'm gonna make a shelf of birds that need a slight bit more touch up. Yes, that's what I'll do. Green wing teal drakes. And again, in that little piece of foil, I really do believe there's going to be more than enough paint to do, maybe even to get into a third head. It just got quiet, didn't it? Karen's not left the house yet this morning, so she's be popping out here. I've got my, can't say they're cleanest, they're probably the dirtiest white shorts that I own. And an old white t-shirt this morning that's paint stained. Went out and trashers Tuesday and Friday. But with Monday, it was like the schedules are all whacked. So the guys were here early this morning, so we did kind of have a bunch of stuff kind of collecting. So I went out. I was kind of thinking they were looking at me like, what in the heck is this guy doing? Painting decoys. The backstory on these teal is I started them last year. Well, some of them were started last year. I had 2 deposits. And I did not get them done. I felt bad. I was embarrassed. So I tried to give the deposits back. And both guys said no. Well, I asked, was I still going to do them? I was like, yeah, of course I'm going to do them. Of course, I told them I was going to do them last year. But, yes, of course, I'm going to do them. And they're like, well, just hold on. When you get them done, we'll take them. They don't know each other, but they both had the same reaction. One bunch is going to Texas. Not quite enough to get the second head done, I thought. I thought there was on the foil enough paint, but there's not. Just had to go into the jar. Texas. And then the other, I don't know if I can't remember, Idaho or Montana. That I can't remember. But it's kind of, sort of like one of those, it is one of those places. So, hold my breath there just a little bit. Sorry. Just hit the mic with the brush. Yeah, so I have been binging on podcasts with these teal. Catching up on a few that I have not been listening to. So that is on my list today, too. I've been saying PBHQ forever. I got to tell you, man, I last year I would have never. Well, last year I thought we'd had poles in the ground by September, and the property was settled in February, and the property wasn't even surveyed till then. That's how slow things were. Did a bunch of county phone calls yesterday. Chris Wilhelm is in the loop. He's the one that Pole Barn Outfitters. He's going to be doing the construction. It was funny. When I first called Chris, he was like, the more we talked, he's like, I know who you are. He referenced some pork butts on Instagram. And he went and said, he's like, I've been in your boat. I said, you have? And over the years, like, first off, the whole camo thing. When I see you in camo in the dark, and then if I would see you later on in the afternoon, like, you don't look like the same person to me, number one. And number two, really the only person that I truly, if I'm going to remember, it's the person I booked the hunt, the person I've interacted with. And Chris was not that person. So I was like, oh man, I was a little embarrassed. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. He said what group it was, and I was like, oh yeah. I said, I do remember that. It was a group from Tudor Farm. I'm kind of good at names, no, but I'm good at like anecdotal type stories. Or if he told me that, hey, you remember, Johnny dropped his gun in the water, or that would be kind of extreme, right? But my point is, like, I'm good at like what I consider to be anecdotal stories. Something that happened that morning that I remember that much easier and better. I am almost put the brush in my mouth and I couldn't talk, right? So a little bit of a thick paint right there underneath his bill. There we go. Get back on my yellow ochre. But yeah, Chris has been aboard. He's been more than accommodating with us. And we're kind of riding, number 2 is done. We're kind of riding that downward trend of wood prices. So, all right, on to another one. I think this one looks halfway decent. It's a little snuggle head. that I was just looking to see some of the green. I think I need to put more green on the green. Excuse me, since you can't see this, let me explain it better. The green eye patch, where like on this snuggler where it meets the gray body. I think some of them need maybe just a touch more gray. But yes, we are going to stay ahead of it instead of behind it this year. It's Michael Murphy's line, but I like it. Uh-oh, I can hear somebody Karen's talking to. Well, she's not talking, she's listening. Yeah, she is talking to somebody. Maybe I should cut this part out. Maybe you can't hear, I don't know. All good, love? This might be podcast 36. You're looking good. Love you. Love you. Please have a great day. Be safe.
Looks great.
Yeah, thank you. I got that one's done and that one's done. So it's going to take a little bit of time. I was just saying that earlier I said that like the gray, as I was doing the gray on these, that the gray was the most time consuming. But even though the heads are small, I think it's just having to slow down and not mess something up.
Skills, love.
Thank you, love. Please be safe. All right, it's my lovely wife, Karen. She's headed off to the real job. I jokingly say that, but it is the truth. But at the same time, I don't know. Would the term be she allows me or affords me to do what I do? I used to really feel strongly that way, but if for nothing else, she had the real job that had insurance, and I have stepped up, and I have secured us health insurance. So, what am I saying? I'm saying, I guess, I used to feel that she had the real job because she had insurance. And man, health insurance, I bet you being self-employed a good 30 years, I didn't have health insurance. I'll never get sick. But anyway, that was one of Karen's requirements, maybe. Anyway, she said I was getting health insurance. Made me go to the doctors and everything. As soon as we got married, she said that would. It's not the reason to get married, but it was a benefit. Yeah, these little headed guys. There's not much. Seems like there's not as much pain on them, but almost had to go slower on them. I think they are looking pretty good. Mac, man, what are you doing? Oh, he decided to lay down. Good for him. If you're still listening, appreciate taking the time to tune in. This might not be the most exciting thing. If for nothing else, it's self-serving that it helps my day go by. Breeze feels good. I'm feeling the humidity. Breeze is going from my left to right. Oh, did I hit it? The yellow ochre brush. No. Oh, it did. Damn it. This I should have video of this because I'm gonna take my t-shirt. There we go. And wipe. So I had from painting the bottom of the teal, I happen to have this one upside down. One that I was not painting on. And then the yellow ochre brush kind of flipped and caught his kind of a rump tail area. Man, that paint didn't taste good. The paint did not taste good on my tongue. But, and then evidently I had some paint on my fingers, so when I tried to wipe it, I made it look worse. So anyway, just took my t-shirt with a little bit of saliva. Oh, there we go. Karen manages, she's a registered vet tech, but she actually just manages the hospital. So basically she runs the place like it's hers. And she's the one that gets the phone calls in the morning. If somebody's sick, somebody's not feeling well. We don't really get that much snow here, but snow would be if it's snowing, get a fair amount of early morning phone calls. All right, this guy, the one I just finished, number 3. He's one of those that I think I want to touch the green up a little bit, add a little bit of green. So set him to the side. Here's another little snugglehead. But yeah, she runs the place like it's hers. Like she is the small business owner. I did mention that you can go to YouTube or Facebook if you want to check out, actually even Instagram, because I did go live a couple times too. The most consistent videos would be Facebook and or on YouTube. I said it yesterday and never did, but I got to order some cork today. I've got on tap still to make here orders. I'm going to probably end up doing a sheet of widgeon. I really like my green wing teal. I think they've always looked good. And I like my widgeon. So I've got somebody wanting widgeon, so I figured, you know what? Might as well just do 10 or 12 of them anyway. You only want 6. I always make a couple extra just because, first off, it gives the person a chance to choose versus me saying, if they said they want 6 birds, well, there's 8 birds to choose from versus me saying, here's your 6. I've always kind of done that, just thought twofold. It gives them an opportunity to pick a bird. Maybe they like one better than another. And then I made an extra one. And the extra ones always get sold too, so it seems like. Yeah. They're coming together nicely, I think. I guess I'm biased, right? But late yesterday I did my hats and shirt orders. I could click and shipping. I could schedule pickup, but with the dogs and stuff, it's best not to. Here's a good story. It's best not to because Duke hates any UPS, FedEx, mail, trucks. He hates them. But speaking of FedEx, I ordered a different jack plate for the world's largest duck boat. And granted, a jack plate is heavy. But come on, man. Like, the box was like totally destroyed. And basically told me I had to take it. Because I walked, the truck was out for quite a while. And again, Duke doesn't like FedEx trucks. So he's going off. I had to put him in his crate. And I go out to meet the guy. I'm like, come on, dude. Like the jack plate itself. I mean, it's going on a duck boat 100%, but still, just paid $2,200 for this jack plate that's paint's all scratched up. The ends are all, I can see the aluminum. And then the more I thought about it, after really investigating, there's the offset brackets aren't in there. And maybe there's hardware missing too. So got a hold of the company that I got a jack plate from. The can't remember, something Anchor or something in Massachusetts. And she's like, well, we're gonna have to put a claim into FedEx, so I need pictures of everything, on and on and on, and just a pain in the ass. Usually I say I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. I might be complaining on that one. Possibly. Need a little more yellow ochre dip. Get it right out of the lid still. So if they don't acknowledge my email from yesterday, that's something to add to the list of to-dos. Reach out to them and say, hey, what's up? Yesterday evening, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on Texas teal. Here we go. There we go. Texas teal. Airfare is secured. I'm going to put this guy up there too. Airfare is secured. So I'm looking forward to that trip. Let's see here. Which ones? Do the high head. Kind of hold my breath, I'm sorry. Texas teal, always a good time. This will be, I guess, my fourth time. Yeah. Even survived COVID year with getting there. I don't know if you can hear it or not. My visor keeps hitting the mic. Well, not really hitting. Kind of, I lean into it. How about? It's going to be a busy July, August, and September. Right into October, November, December, and January. And then I don't envision a lot getting done at PBHQ once duck season starts. No, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it will. I don't think I'm going to be doing much there. I don't know. Maybe I'll be super motivated, get a second breath of wind with getting up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I get up way too early. I really do, but I never want to be late. I like taking my time in the morning. That just means my afternoons, I'm just not being with it being windy on the water, the sun, whatever the case might be. My afternoons are just not that energetic. How about this? I'm tired. That's what I'm really trying to say. long-winded to say that. But yeah, maybe this year will be different, but definitely July, August, September, October. First trip is October like 16th, whatever that Saturday is. I've said it many times, there is no special sea duck season anymore, so sea ducks will just be open whenever they're a duck, so whenever duck season is open. So we have a week in October. And thank you to all that are going to come gun with me. Us. I'm full. October's full. And then as soon as that week gets done, PEI, Canada. So, yeah, beginning of October, there'll still be some time to get things done over there. It's a future site of Pitboss World Headquarters, but not a whole lot in October, I don't think. Come back. We got the Eastern Waterfowl Festival. Ducks reopens then. So basically we got 2 weeks in November. And the only thing in there I have open is Thanksgiving morning. Thanksgiving Day, I should say, however you want to say it. And then, I don't know what we're going to do in that split. I don't really have anything planned at this moment. But it closes this, last day is the Friday after Thanksgiving. And it opens back up December 15th and goes to January 31st. And then February 1st, well, somewhere in there, we tried last year, it did not work out. We'll go down and see our good friend Buster Cooper. Bust a duck for the Arkansas Conservation Snow Goose season. And then February, March, April, May. Get that thing done. Construction loan, got 12 months interest only. And then the real payment kicks in, so need to get her done. Okay, this was a normal head, regular high head, if you will. So I think he took a little bit longer than the other ones. Yellow ochre in the cheek. It was a little bit strong. The amount of yellow ochre I'm referring to. Again, when it dries, it just has this really neat, soft look to it, I think. Again, I'm biased. All right, I know this is probably not... I still haven't decided whether I'll use this or not for a podcast. I don't know. All right, that guy's done. Stick him right there. I need another drink of Diet Dew. I don't know. If you're listening to this, maybe you view pod... Real strong, sulfur smell. It's not coming from back me to my right because the breeze is from my left to right. There's somebody on the side. Houses are very close together here. If you use podcasts for noise, because I call it noise. It's just, yeah, noise. Much like if you just had music on, just so there's something happening. Maybe this is a good one, but I do realize that there are breaks that I'm kind of hold my breath a little bit, and or not talking. So, if you have not, check out the P&P podcast, episode 1. Today's Thursday. We recorded it on Tuesday, and I think Tuesdays is going to be our record date. Damien Pittman coming from Kingston, Ontario. Punisher, the Union 0430 podcast. Something a little different. It revolves around waterfowl. Basically, episode 1. I would have liked to go on a little bit longer. Damon likes that 60-minute timeline. But I mean, at the same time, he's correct. Basically, he interviewed me. Where I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to say, and I was ready to jump in and start interviewing, turning the table on him. And he said, no. He said, that's episode number 2. I go, all right. So at the very least, there will be a second episode. Damien has his own podcast. Again, the Punisher, Waterfowl, the Union 0430. So check them out. Speaking about that kind of stuff, and I did talk about it quite a bit with Damien. And it's easier. I procrastinate 100%. But it'll just be easier once Pitboss World Headquarters is officially set up. And I envision there being, I'm calling it the locker room. And I envision that's going to be the good spot to truly do podcasts from. Damien's good at, well, just like we did, you can check it out on YouTube if you want to see the video, but Damien, all his podcasts are done through Zoom, and that gives you the ability to record, obviously, the audio along with video. So, like, this would be good if I was over there set up to be recording this, video-wise, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make a difference. Does not make a difference. I don't know. I think I do need to check my phone when this head is done, though. Ever since Karen has left, I can hear my phone a couple times, and even though we just saw each other, kissed and said, have a great day. I always text her, good morning. I always say, good morning, sexy. And then 3 big hearts, or 2 big hearts, and 1 kiss. I am digging these little low heads. Okay, now a little bit of yellow ochre. There's not much room for the yellow ochre on the low heads, that's for sure. Where was I going? Oh yeah, so the locker room. Yeah, I just think that, and maybe it won't work out like I envision it working out, but I definitely think that'll be it'll be like more just set up. It won't be a studio, but it'll just be a place that's like it's set up, ready to go. So it'll make it just easier. And locally, be a good place. Have people come in. I'm going to set that guy up there. Place for people to come in, sit down, and do as a high quality of a podcast. You all checking in from PEI. Let me text Karen real quick. Yeah. Again, sometimes this stuff in my mind, like I think it's going to be one way, and it doesn't necessarily turn out that way. I went with, for the record, 2 hearts and 1 set of kissing lips. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it helps me be more productive. I envision that locker room being an area to be clean room, an area to paint decoys. Because truthfully, it's only going to be the locker room during the season. For 60 days, basically, right? So it can be a multi-functional room. It will be. That's what it's going to be. Hold my breath again, I'm sorry. It was at the back of the head, as well as right up against the head, meeting the breast. With that paint, so just didn't want to mess it up. I have to give these guys a good once over. I think, like I said, some of the green I'll be honest, when I was putting the green on, I didn't 100% know exactly the way that eye patch was going to flow. And I just want to make sure it looks 100% now. So there was a little bit weak green where it was meeting, like green eye patch when it goes to the back of the head, where they met the body. A little bit weak. A little bit light. Weak. No, weak. Weak sounds better. Yeah. The locker room. Excited about the whole thing, really. How about this? An anxious, nervous, excitement. I'm nervous about it, too. Financially, I'm nervous about it. Cost of everything. There's Karen checking back in. Yeah, just the cost of everything. Wood is coming back down. Metal hasn't really changed, but wood is coming back down. So we're kind of procrastinating, being a little bit slow for that. Take advantage. I think Chris had said recently, 2x4s, 2x4x16 dropped like $1.50. He's like, it doesn't sound like much, does it? He says, but man, think about it. In a building our size, he says, think about how many of those are there. He says, that $1.50, $1.40, $1.60, whatever it is, that adds up quickly. That could be the cost of a bathroom by itself, kind of thing, I'm digging these little heads. They go quick. Yellow ochre. Held my breath, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't. Will this be an episode? Will this be episode 36? I'm still not sure. I've taken the time to record it, so I'm guessing that it probably will be. I think. All right, set that guy back. Oh. hit an unpainted hen wood duck. Got a little bit, no damage to the head. Well, I'm just going to touch it up. But there is raw sienna now on that wood duck. But it's alright. Wood duck's still kind of in primer, if you will. Take a second and get the paint off my brush handles. That'll save me some headache, I'm sure. Kind of a great day. Call for thunderstorms. I think all the rain is north of us today. And no email. The do tastes good. All right, another little lowhead guy. Held my breath a little bit there, getting down where the back of the head meets the body and then meets the breast, chest, whatever you would like to refer to it as. Actually, chest. The breast on a duck would be technically in a decoy, it would be on the bottom of the decoy, right? That's where the breast would be, so it is the chest. One thing we're talking about for the P&P podcast is going live and doing it. We think we're going to do it on YouTube. That way, maybe we get a little bit of interaction. I don't think if we do it early, though, that we'll get that much interaction. Possibly. I mean, the Facebook Lives and Instagram Live, it does, but I guess it's, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, incorrect there, and we will do well. Contradicting myself because, again, mornings, I've been out here painting on Facebook and go Facebook Live at 5:30 in the morning, and there's people interacting, people following, people watching. So I guess maybe it doesn't matter. I held my breath again, I'm sorry. Green wing teal. Um, 22 of these bad little boys. I did hens last year. You know what? I think that there's no, the hens are all gone. I have some hen widgeon behind me. That's what it is. I thought there was a couple hen teal behind me, but there's not. So my little paint room here. Again, it's in the garage. Clean room, paint room. It is, what is it? I can't even remember. 8 feet, 6 by 8, something like that. It's tight. Has a wood floor. Get me off the concrete. And I really did that because of, for attaching the walls to something. I guess I could have anchored them into the concrete, but I didn't think that was a wise idea. 2 shelves kind of up behind me. I got a little paint table in front of me with 2 shelves, small shelves. Really, I brought all this. I used to, my mom's house in the basement, I would paint. So a lot of this stuff is from there. And then I have 2 wooden shelves that are tall. What are they? They were 4 feet wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 14 shelves. And that's to my left. And again, it is tight. It's not big in here at all. But I think it works nice. It fit the need. A little more yellow ochre off the cap. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a good episode or not. Like I said, a little more self-serving just because it's making my day go well. Engaging me. There we go. Looks good. How many more do I have? I got 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Oh my goodness. All right. This is 50-some minutes. I'm going to end it. If you're still listening, I truly do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Pitbosswaterfowl.com. We've got YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon. Please, if you do not follow along with us, if you could like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Oh, I don't want to sound like everybody else, but that's, I guess, the world we live in these days. So, and if you'd like, check out our good friends at Molly's Place, mymolly's.com, MYMOLLYS.com. Fuel your adventure. That sounded kind of weak, didn't it? Fuel your adventure at Molly's. So, all right. I guess I'm done. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. If you still are hanging out with us. Until next time.